right, it's on. Ah! Oh, this is not fun. How much bigger are they gonna get? How much can you drink? How much can you eat? Ah! Leech feast! No way. Oh. This is a wild one, guys. Welcome to Leech Feast, a video where I let a bunch of hungry leeches feast on my own blood so I can rate their bite for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. And in order to help me find some of these blood-sucking vampires, I'm joined again by our good friend, Miller Wilson. Miller, what's up?
What's up, Mark?
How are we going to fill this container full of bloodthirsty leeches?
So, sadly for you and me, the best way to find these leeches is by using ourselves as bait.
I had a feeling he was going to say that. So how are we going to do it?
Shoes are coming off. There's this track right down here which has so many leeches. Within about 10 meters, we should have our first one.
Really? Wow, that fast?
Yeah. When we walk through this area, they will know that we're coming through.
Yeah.
They'll be able to smell us.
They smell us, they can sense vibrations.
Yeah.
And they are gonna be hungry. All right, guys, well, you heard Miller. Let's see how well human feet work as leech bait. Here we go. This just feels wrong, Miller. Walking around in this tall grass. Like, you have all kinds of crazy things too besides leeches out here.
Yeah, ticks, paralysis ticks, some of the world's most venomous snakes.
Oh, well, let's see. This is generally where you find the leeches?
Yeah, this area coming up right here, some really big tiger leeches.
Okay.
So watch where you're putting your feet.
Yeah, well, I'm watching. I'm hoping we get one.
Yeah.
Oh, picked one up.
There we go.
You got one?
First leech.
Nice.
I told you we'd get one pretty quick. There we go.
Wow, nice one. All right, well, we feel like we've been walking too fast, so we're just gonna stand here and like let the leeches come to us.
They would know that we're here already.
Okay,
so.
Cool, all right. Let the Hunger Games begin. While many leeches are primarily aquatic, living only in the water, Australian tiger leeches are both aquatic and terrestrial, meaning they can scour the forest floor, leaf litter, and plants in search of warm mammalian blood. Let's just say these things really suck. Oh, got one, guys.
And look at him. He would have come from just this little leaf litter right here.
Look at this. It's sniffing me. Let's see if it'll find my foot. Oh, here it comes. Oh, it's so creepy. Oh no.
It's like I've never tried an American before.
Probably not.
There we go.
Oh, no, oh, it got me. Let's grab our leech off my foot for later. Don't worry, you'll get fed. Oh, all right. And this leech, guys, may not look very big, but I'm gonna tell you, when it gorges with blood, it's gonna become huge.
Yeah, I think after lunch, also known as you, Mark,
Yeah.
he could be about 2 or 3 times the size.
Really?
So, yeah, should be
Right.
interesting. We need to get a couple more though.
Okay.
So,
You wanna like fan out, like maybe you
Yeah.
pick a spot over there, I'll pick a spot over here. This tactic is definitely working.
yeah.
All right, cool. Oh, another leech. Guys, I got one. Right there. Oh, Miller, another biggie.
Yeah, chuck it in a container.
There we go.
That's another big one.
Is it?
Yeah.
We need at least one more.
Right here, Mark, there's 2.
You got 2?
2 big ones, big tiger leeches.
Oh man, they're all about the same size. These are big.
Yeah, we found the hot spot.
Oh gosh,
They're everywhere.
this is like,
Vampires of the forest floor.
it's like makes your skin crawl just watching them go towards your feet. Oh, that one's got you, it's got you. And that one's got you.
Both on my feet.
Double
Alright.
leech.
Oh, look at them climbing up my legs.
Now how far will they climb before they bite?
They can climb all the way up.
Really?
Your buddy, yeah, I've had them all the way up here before, but we're not gonna let these get that far.
Wow.
There we
Okay,
go.
well, you know what time it is now. It's time to set up the bite table and feed these little bloodsuckers. Here we go.
They look hungry, Mark.
They do. Look at how all of these leeches are just like coming after me. Even in the container, They are like ravenous. They want out and they want me. And I'm gonna serve them up this arm right here. Hopefully, multiple leeches will latch on and start drinking my blood, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about how you can remove a leech if you ever find yourself in the same situation. Now, I am gonna be rating this bite for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, the BSI, on 3 factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. And I can tell you the aftermath is serious. That's why I brought this first aid kit, because one of the properties a leech has is anticoagulant in their saliva. When they bite you, it doesn't just numb the bite wound, it actually makes the blood flow and flow and flow, and it's actually really hard to stop the bleeding. So yeah, this could be a bloodbath if all 4 of these decide to latch on. Let's get our leeches here. All right, I'm markvins, and I am about to feed 4 hungry leeches. All right, here we go. Get ready for the slowest bite you've ever seen. They are not fast. Oh, it's so creepy feeling them crawl on you. Oh, look at that. Gross. Ew. All right, here you go, Miller. Oh gosh, it does not feel good. Ah, the crazy things we do. Oh my gosh. Yep,
That one.
This one's biting me. Yep, I'm feeling something. I can feel it sawing. Oh yeah, something's happening. Something's definitely happening. You can feel it. It's not painless. It's not super painful either. It's like, it's almost like being pinched by a tiny, tiny, tiny set of tweezers. All right, we got one latched. Let's see if we can get some more diners. Oh yeah, oh, ow.
Another one?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yep, this one. That one's got me.
That's the big one.
Yeah. Okay, we got 2.
He's about to get even bigger.
We need one more. We need one more. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. They're biting me.
So you can actually feel these leeches sawing a hole in your
I
arm.
100% can feel their teeth going like this.
That one looks like it's getting bigger as well.
Definitely, this one?
Yeah.
They both are. Oh, wait a second. Might have another one. This is actually good too, because I just got stung by a giant hornet, and maybe they'll help me with some of the venom that's left in my arm. Oh yeah, I can feel it sawing. It's so uncomfortable.
They've both gotten so much bigger since they first
100%. This one's like gorging itself for sure. All right, it's on. 3 is good. Ah, I can feel it sawing the hole. Ah! Oh, this is not fun. Oh, it doesn't really hurt. It's just really weird. It's like really weird and uncomfortable. And it's itchy. I just want to just itch them off, and I can't. Gotta let them go. Ooh, yeah. So while I let these leeches feast on my blood, let's talk about leeches. So there are really 3 different kinds of leeches. There are leeches that have a proboscis, where they stick a needle into your skin and drink your blood. There are leeches that eat their prey whole, that don't have a mouth part at all. They just ingest their prey whole, like invertebrates and other worms. And then there are the jawed leeches, which is what we are looking at right here with these 3 tiger bloodsuckers. The reason they're called jawed leeches is because they have a Y-shaped jaw, this sharp little tooth that'll go and cut a hole into a victim. And then once they saw that hole open, they will inject an enzyme that has a numbing agent and an anticoagulant property to it. And it allows the leech to just totally fill up and gorge on blood. And you can really see that happening with this front one right now. Oh. Now, there are many different species of tiger leeches around the world. The reason why people call these tiger leeches is you're starting to see here on this front one, when they gorge up, it looks like they have stripes.
You can actually see it moving at the front there.
Yeah, look at its body wriggling. Look at that. Ugh. It's like a little blood balloon. So gross. And you can see the one in the back is starting to fill too.
It's massive.
And I am curious how big these leeches are gonna get.
There comes a point where these leeches are full and they will kind of just let go and roll off.
Totally. They'll just fall up on their own. So
I think that back one's sort of getting to that point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna let these leeches feast away, gorge as much as they can, and when they start falling off, that'll be a good point in time to remove the rest, and I will show you exactly how you should remove a leech if you're ever in a similar situation. Let's see how plump they are getting. They're like little blood sausages. Look at that. Just checking in on my guests here. Everybody doing well? Happy with the food? Oh, look at it, flexing. Ah, I ticked it off. Ah, okay. Can't even look at them anymore. Oh, I hope this is satisfying to watch because this is really awful to go through. Oh gosh. How much bigger are they gonna get? How much can you drink? How much can you eat? Ah! Just when you think this nightmare couldn't get any worse, they're now like oozing. There's like some kind of clear liquid coming out of these leeches, and it is just dripping down my arm now. Gross. See, it's like, doesn't smell like anything, but it's super slimy. Ugh, it's probably just the water from my blood. Ugh.
How long have these leeches been attached to your arm now?
I'm gonna say a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's real.
And they're 4 times the size than when we first put them on.
And they just keep feasting. They just keep sucking. Oh, oh gosh. Oh, it's getting worse. Oh God, it's getting so much worse.
They're getting so much bigger than I thought they would as well.
Really?
The thing is, I've never let a leech stay on me for this
No.
long.
You just don't let the leech suck you dry?
Yeah.
Oh God. This is ow, ow, that one's really getting me again. This is easily the longest bite, I can tell you that. In terms of like length of bite, it's the longest that you could imagine. This is painfully slow. At this point, I've stopped trying to guess how big they're going to get. I mean, they could double in size again.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to move.
I had to stand up now. I've been kneeling here for like 45 minutes, guys. This just keeps going and going and going. Miller, let's get out that other leech that didn't bite. This is where we started. Where we started, how it's going. Look at how big those leeches get. Look at that. Look at the size difference, guys. That is wild. Sorry, buddy. No blood
jealous.
for you. No blood for you. Oh my gosh. That one's just like pumping itself with blood. Whoa, look at that. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I can't keep it together.
Already lost it.
Oh, come on. All right, guys. It's officially 1 hour of feasting. They have to be getting toward the end of their meal. This one is done, guys. Look at that. It's basically like foot has slid off. You can see these have their feet still firmly attached. This one just sliding around. So, to conclude the leech feast, I'm going to show you 3 different methods for removing leeches. Here we go. First method, just using any kind of card. This is my Charlie card, public transit card from Massachusetts, and I'm simply going to go at the head. You want to make sure you're at the right end. The front head part is what's really attached right now, and I'm going to go in and swiftly whoop, remove the leech. There we go. Look at how fat that sucker got. Full of my blood. Look at that. Let's get the other one out real quick. I just want to see a size comparison. Wow, Miller, that's more than 6 times. That's like maybe 50 times larger. That is unbelievable. All right, well, there's a leech comparison. Let's put this one back because I don't want to get bit by that. That one's still hungry. This one's not. Miller, can you hand me the first aid kit?
Yeah.
Before we do the second method for releasing a leech, I have a little cleanup on aisle 1. And as you can see, the anticoagulant really works, guys. This is just gonna keep going and going. So I'm gonna put Band-Aids on these before we get out of here. But actually, look, you get in tight there, you can see where that tooth sawed that Y right into my skin. That's just gonna keep on bleeding just like that. Okay, time to remove leech number 2 with the method that I like to use. This is the one that you're always going to be able to do at any moment. If you can't find a library card or a credit card, you can always use your good old trusty thumbnail. You just take your thumbnail, scrape it with the back edge. Boom, and there you have it. Leech removed. Okay, now it's time for the third method. And this is something that we heard about locally here in Australia, Miller, and you actually use this method too to remove a leech.
Yeah.
What method is that?
So what we're actually going to do is use some salt. And I'll be interested to see what the reaction of this leech is when we put some on top of it, because you heard that it doesn't actually work.
Yeah, I heard that this is sort of a tall tale.
Yeah.
But you think it will?
I think it will.
Okay, are we ready? Method number 3, removing a leech using nothing but common table salt. Here we go. All right, that should be enough. Oh, it worked!
It works. There we
It
go.
totally worked! Get out of here! Leech feast! Oh my goodness. All right, well that's gonna about do it for today's leech feast. We have 3 blood-gorged tiger leeches here in Australia, some happy customers, and now it is time to find out the official BSI rating, where the tiger leech rates on our bite sting index. But before we do that, I just wanna thank Miller for helping us. Elbow bump, I'm bleeding like crazy. And now it is time to officially find out where the tiger leech falls on the bite sting index. Roll it. On intimidation, growing up in Ohio taught me to avoid leeches in stagnant water. But out here in Australia, these tiger leeches seek human blood on land and are relentless. So for that, I have to award this vampire worm of the forest an 8.5 out of 10. For pain, the natural anesthetic the leeches give off in their saliva really kept the feeling of the blood leaving my body through that small incision cut to a minimum. It's rare to encounter a creature that evolved to gently suck your life away, which makes these leeches perfect for nightmares, but more itchy than painful during the actual bite. And overall, it's a very unnerving experience, which was painful for my eyes to watch. So for that, I'm gonna give these leeches a generous 2.2 out of 10. Then finally, the aftermath. Once these leeches were off my arm, and after about 20 minutes, the anticoagulant wore off, letting my wounds start to close. And I kept the band-aids on overnight, and the next day, those tiny incision cuts turned into small bumps that itched like crazy for about a week. So for all of that, the aftermath only scores at a 3.2 out of 10, giving the final tally for the Australian tiger leech a 4.6 out of 10 on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. I have to say, I did feel a little bit wrong returning these relentless bloodsuckers back to the forest floor. But then again, who am I to get in the way of a future leech feast? Ugh, tiger leeches.
Oh, there's another one. They're everywhere.
They're like going up your legs.
Yeah. But look, they're literally everywhere, all over the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh wow, there's one right in my boot. That got me.
Leech Alley. Look, there's another one on my foot right there.
Gosh, this place is full of stuff that wants to bite you and sting you. All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
I want to know a little bit more about these hospitalizations. Tell me about one of the stories, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so it was actually my granddad,
No way.
and he was a police officer, and they got a call up saying that there was an illegal fishing net in a freshwater river. So he went out there to remove it, and as he was pulling in the net, he put his hand on a bull rout, a freshwater stonefish, and got multiple spines in his hand.
He grabbed it?
He grabbed it, yeah.
Oh.
Very bad.
He ended up going to the hospital?
He went to the hospital, they gave him some medication. Yeah, his hand swelled up like a balloon, and for the next couple days, it was still painful. So, something that you have to be very careful of.
All right. Well, we are going to attempt to navigate this creek and hopefully get a freshwater stonefish into the net. So where are the stonefish living?
We're gonna have to be very careful because even in all of these little pools right here, I've found big stonefish in before, because when it floods down at this creek system, it washes them from the deeper pools that they usually live in into all these shallow sections.
You could see how easy it would be for something to just live right underneath that. You step there and then you're in a world of pain.
World of pain, that's it. Up here is where I've actually found one of these bull rout before, so we'll go check it out.
So Miller, are they very fast or are they pretty stoic?
So the reason why so many people get stung is because they won't move out of your way.
Okay.
They know how venomous they are, and they'll sit there with their spikes up. Even if you walk over to the side of them, they will angle their spikes towards you.
So that's almost like, reminds me of a lionfish. They're aware of where their spines are and they'll pivot right to you. So, if you step near one, you're stepping on it.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt we would have walked past a few of these fish already, and they're just so camouflaged, very hard to see. Got one, right here.
Really?
Big freshwater stonefish. That's actually massive.
Where is it?
Look, sitting next to the...
Oh, yeah. Wow, good eye, dude.
That's a big bull route.
It looks just like a leaf. You guys got a shot of that? Look at that. And it's not gonna spook, right? Like we got a moment?
No, so they
right.
use that as a defense mechanism. Like if we were to go and stand on top of that fish right there, it's not moving.
Whoa. How are we gonna catch it, Miller? Do you wanna snag it with the net or?
I think if you use that clear container,
okay,
put it in front of the fish, I'll come around the back and tap it on the tail, it might go in.
Okay, let's try.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Just gently push it. There we go. All right, shut the lid.
Got it.
Got it.
Let me fill it all the way with water. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
All right.
That is a monster.
Look at that. Oh my
Good
gosh.
job,
Oh, it barely fits.
That is a monster. That is the biggest freshwater stonefish I've ever seen in this creek. Good job. We
Wow,
got one.
no, good job to you for spotting it. Look at how perfectly camouflaged this fish is to this environment. And I noticed that it spazzed a little bit when we caught it. So this isn't an animal that we're gonna be able to hold easily.
No, they're a lot more difficult to handle than the saltwater stonefish.
Okay, well, now it's time for the moment that I've been dreading all day long. It's time to set up the sting table. All right, Miller, are we all set?
It's all you, mate.
All right, here we go, guys. Well, there it is. You are looking at the bull route, the freshwater stonefish, and one of the most unusual stinging fish I have ever seen. Wow, man. I'll tell you what, Miller, it's always exciting going on adventures with you, man, but I am definitely feeling the nerves right now. This is uncharted territory.
I don't think anyone's ever been stung by both a freshwater and saltwater stonefish before. So to compare the pain from both stings will be something that no one's ever done 100%.
The saltwater stonefish was by far and away one of the worst stings I have ever experienced. When it's all said and done, this should be just extraordinarily painful for me and hopefully educational for you. God. Immediate fire spreading up my fingers. I can already feel it in these three. Hang on, I gotta walk it off. I had lasting symptoms. We're talking these 3 fingers right here were completely numb for 3 months. Yes, 3 months of complete numbness in these fingers from the saltwater stonefish. So in terms of what this fish would have to do to ascend beyond that pain, it's a lot, guys. All right, before we get into this sting experiment, let's take a closer look at this very unusual and very seldomly seen fish. And the first thing that I want to point out that I've already noticed is since we pulled it out of the stream, it has now completely changed its appearance. Once we sat it on this light metal table, it is also now much lighter in coloration. And I believe if you zoom in close enough, you'll be able to see why. There's these tiny black dots all around its scales and its face. And I think those are like chromatophores, just like you'd see on a squid or an octopus, where it can expand and contract those cells to completely change its color. So the camouflage is great for avoiding predators, but if you can't avoid a predator, what does this fish use? It's super toxic venom. And it delivers that dose of venom through its venomous barbs, the spines up and down the dorsal fin. There are spines here at the tail, and there are spines underneath the belly of the fish on the pelvic fins. So there's really no good way to hold this fish for today's sting experiment. And that's why, until I'm ready to take the sting, once we get it out of the container, I will be wearing gloves. Now, just like all the other bite sting experiments, we are going to put this fish on the bite sting index on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. One last thing. For a remedy, your best first aid scenario in any fish sting: hot water and a compress. So with all that being said, it is time to enter the sting zone with the freshwater stonefish. You ready, Miller?
Ready to go, mate.
Okay. All right, so the fish can be out of water for upwards of 10 minutes. It won't be that long, but just so everybody knows, this fish can breathe air while being out of water. All right, look at how it raises its fins in defense. I just want to point that out. As soon as I go in for the grab, ching, like a bed of spikes, raises them up for defense. Okay, got a grip. Okay, fish is out. Miller, why don't you come in here? I'm gonna remove this glove. I just want you to basically hold the fish in place.
Yep.
All right. I'm so shaken right now. And I'm about to enter the sting zone with the bull route, freshwater stonefish from Australia, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh, we got it. Shit. Yep, definitely in. Ugh. Ah! Get it good. Ah! Yep, okay. My Miller, put it back in the water, please.
Yep.
Yeah, that burns. Ow! It is burning, building. Yeah. Clearly see where the spine went in. It went in pretty much up to the, I can't talk right now, hang on. Miller, it hurts. Yeah, definitely burns. Like all through those fingers. Definitely some neurotoxin going on in there. It's not just, it's not like the other ones. It's way different than the saltwater stonefish. Way different.
And those spines way sharper than the stonefish.
It took almost no pressure.
And that went all the way in as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's a good sting.
Yeah. Those spines are needle sharp. If you put all of your weight, it would go all the way in. Like, I could have easily gotten that spine an inch into my hand with more pressure. Like, it was just going. And I'm here to tell you, if you were to step on one of these fish, if you were to take a whole handful of spines, you're definitely going to the hospital. Like, this is excruciating. Just a single barb. Wow.
Do you need any hot water?
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to endure it a little bit. I just want to see if it spreads beyond my hand before I put it out. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait to see how bad this gets, the aftermath. Miller, thank you, brother.
Good job, mate.
Now we've got to wait for the next 24 to 48 hours to see just how bad this sting gets. Don't forget, if you're ever stung yourself, hot water, compress, and if that doesn't work, hospital. But right now, we are going to roll the official Brave Wilderness Sting Index rating of the bull route, the freshwater stonefish from Australia. Roll it. On intimidation, I was definitely nervous. The saltwater stonefish caused lasting nerve damage in my hand for over 3 months, so I had an idea what I was in for. And once I saw those long venom-laced spines stand up, it sent chills all over my body. Even though the bull route may be a smaller fish, the unknowns of its venom score it big-time points. Plus, hearing Miller's account of his granddad going to the hospital from a sting, yeah, I have to award this fish a whopping 9.2 out of 10. For pain, just like the saltwater stonefish, the sting sparked an instant inferno that intensified with each passing minute. And even though the small puncture wound may not have bled out very much, the venom surely found its way deep into my hand, and it hurt bad, giving this fish an 8.7 out of 10 on the pain index. For the aftermath, there really wasn't one. It was nowhere near the saltwater stonefish in long-term effects, and after applying the hot compress, the burning sensation subsided entirely, much like my reaction from the scorpion fish in Florida. Now, my hand was a bit sore for the rest of the day, but that was about the full extent of the aftermath. All this being said, I can only award this river-dwelling fish a 4.7 out of 10 in this category, giving the final tally of the bull route, the freshwater stonefish from Australia, a 7.5 out of 10, falling just below the assassin bug of Borneo on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Yeah, I got him. Guys, oh my gosh, he's getting me. Oh gosh, it's like a lobster. And look, he already annihilated my thumb. Its pinchers are so incredibly strong. It just sliced me open. I'm gonna need a bigger jar. There's no way I could go home without putting this giant forest scorpion on the BSI. Let's go set up the table. Okay, here we go. That is a monster. I cannot believe I found the scorpion, and it is intimidating. It already lit my finger up so badly, but we're gonna need a few things for today. The only thing I need to worry about with the scorpion is having an allergy to its venom. So we got our EpiPen, like always. I'm just gonna put it over here. All right, I'm gonna take it out of the container. This is a real beast of a scorpion. I'm gonna get pinched again. I can already tell. Are you kidding me? Okay, get a shot of those pinchers, guys. Look at that scorpion. The giant Asian scorpion. Whew. I have seen a couple scorpions that are bigger in captivity. The emperor scorpion, which is a much more docile species. These forest scorpions mean business. They do not mess around. Like usually I cannot feel the weight of a scorpion. This one is heavy. I can actually feel the links of the tail clicking, click, 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 as it sways back and forth. Don't worry guys, this scorpion is tough as nails. There's no way I'm gonna hurt it by holding its tail like this. Before we get to that stinger, I wanna show you something really cool. All right, so you see a scorpion of this size and the fact that it is jet black in coloration, you might think, well, compared to the tannish yellow scorpions from Arizona that fluoresce under black light, this one probably won't. Or will it? Let's find out. Let's go on a little field trip. Follow me this way, guys. Field trip. So in addition to being called the giant Asian scorpion, these forest scorpions are also known as the blue forest scorpion. And I believe that this is why, because under black light, they almost turn a turquoise blue. That is really neat. Even the stinger, which is brown without the light, turns blue as well. Check that out, look. Brown, blue. Brown, blue. All right, I think that concludes our field trip. Back to the sting table. These giant Asian scorpions, or giant forest scorpions, they live on the ground out here in the jungles of Borneo and a lot of different countries throughout East Asia. You will often see these scorpions crawling across walking paths, through backyards, on the trails, and even sometimes in your bedroom. Yes, that's right. A lot of people have these scorpions wind up in their hotel rooms when visiting countries like Borneo. So you better check your shoes and your bed sheets if you ever visit this country. Now they are opportunistic predators. A scorpion of this size is gonna take down really large prey items, frogs, lizards, snakes, and perhaps even a small mammal. Anything it can grab onto with its claws and inflict with that painful sting to paralyze its prey, it's on the menu. It has visible mandibles. You usually don't notice the jaws of a scorpion, but on this one, it's so supersized. It has enormous mandibles that will crush and chew any prey that it can grasp in those claws. I know what we all want to look at next. Let's take a closer look what's going to inflict the real test for the Brave Wilderness BSI. The telson, which is another name for the stinger of a scorpion, is the bulb-like appendage tipped with that hypodermic stinger. And this one is noticeably brown. A lot of the scorpions I've seen out here in Asia on this tour have had completely black tips on the tail. Oh geez, it's gonna pinch me. Oh boy, I'm gonna get pinched. Oh, don't do it. Oh, don't do it. Oh yeah, he's gonna pinch me. Pinch me again. Don't, not right there, not right there, not right there. Ah! Oh, it's pinching me again. Oh, not right there. Ah! Ah! Oh! Let go of me. Let go of me. I just want to show everyone how cool you look. Oh my God, it was trying to bite me. Okay. Wow. That's the first time I've ever had a scorpion try to bite. It was reaching in with its mandibles. That made my heart skip a beat. That was gnarly. Okay. Let me get stung so I can let the scorpion go. This is truly a monster that needs to go back into the jungle. With the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, we rate on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. Each factor gets rated from 1 to 10, and then I average all 3 factors together to give a final BSI rating. Got a little blood going there from that pinch. But it is now time to enter the sting zone with this behemoth, giant Asian scorpion. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's what I thought. I could tell just by the way it was pinching me with those claws that this scorpion uses the might of its pinchers as the main line of defense, other than the sting. Unfortunately for me, I will have to induce a sting manually using the forceps. Now you might be wondering, Mark, how easy is it to stat? Now you might be wondering, Mark. I'm so nervous right now. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this, guys, but I'm gonna get it done. Here we go. Going flesh the stinger manually. Oh, going flesh the stinger manually with the giant forest scorpion. I'm gonna do it right here, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, geez, you see that one squirt? Ah, yeah, got me! Oh, buddy! Oh, ah! Come again! Oh, yeah! Once that stinger felt skin, it went right for it. Woo! Oh, yeah! Yeah, that hurt. Oh! Oh, yeah! Ooh, yeah, that's burning. Oh, yeah. It got me good. That's gonna swell. Did you see the stinger go up and in? Okay, because that was awful. Hang on. Ah, I'm explaining in a second. I'm just going through waves of pain. You could see that welt starting to form. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you why this hurts so bad. The scorpion senses its target with those hairs. And as soon as that stinger tip felt something to dig into, it's like the whole tail system just engaged and it like flexed like a muscle and just went like into my skin so incredibly hard, instantaneously, kabam. Oh my gosh, I'm getting lightheaded. Before we go, I just want to try to show you guys how non-aggressive these scorpions are if you don't try to constrict them. I think if I can hold it on my palm and just let the stinger go, it's gonna be a much more calm individual. Yeah. Dude, you got me. All right. Now it's time for you to not wait another second to learn where this gargantuan monster scorpion falls on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. On intimidation, the overwhelming size of this scorpion is something I will never forget. Not only did it exhibit massive claws and a giant stinger, but it was also so big its mandibles could even bite me, easily awarding this beast of a scorpion an 8.5 out of 10. For pain, unlike the desert scorpions of the United States, where smaller species are the ones you need to worry about, this Bornean monster lived up to its physical size, and it hurt really bad, earning it an 8.1 out of 10. Now the aftermath lasted a whole lot longer than I expected. The pain from the slices I got from its claws wore off about a day later, but the burning and itching from the sting continued well into the next days, where my hand ballooned with local swelling, earning it an aftermath score of a 7.9 out of 10. And with all of these scores averaged out, this massive giant scorpion racked up an 8.2 out of 10 for the BSI. Needless to say, for the rest of my life, I will always be checking my boots and my bed sheets anytime I visit the island of Borneo. We're starting our dive at dusk and will be focused on the seabed in front of us. This is typically when the most interesting creatures are active. And right away, there's a lionfish. These fish are down here hunting right now, and those spines on its back are covered in a potent neurotoxin that can cause excruciating pain and even paralysis in anything it touches. These waters are absolutely filled with them, as well as their cousin, the scorpionfish. So anytime I make contact with the ocean floor, I'll be checking to make sure that I don't land on anything I'm not supposed to. Now, I've seen a lot of bizarre and nightmarish looking creatures before. I've been bitten by bloodworms, burned by a fireworm, and even stung by the infamous man-o-worm. But nothing makes my skin crawl quite like the bobbit worm. These elusive predators have built up a serious reputation over the years and even inspired monsters in movies like the ones in Dune and Tremors, both featuring killer sandworms that live underground that burst through the desert sand with their powerful jaws to attack and kill their prey. Those worms are science fiction. The bobbit worm you are about to see feed in the night is very real. Now, at this point in the dive, I had no idea I was going to find any bobbit worms, but these are the events as they unfolded, leading to that very moment. What we have here is a school of catfish. They use a very interesting schooling technique where they actually cascade over each other like a waterfall. They do this to take turns so they can stop and feed, but there's always another catfish to replace the front line. Grouping together like this helps ward off predators and makes the school of catfish appear like a much larger fish. All right, time to move on. Oh wow, look at that. I have never seen one of these nudibranch before. This one is actually called a bubble shell. It gets its name because of that shell right there at the center of its body. Now, these shells are different to the ones on a typical snail. They are thin, fragile, and too small to fit the entire animal inside. But it is absolutely stunning in coloration. Look at those bright blue edges. It almost glows out here in the darkness. Very cool. On night dives like this, you really never know what you're going to find. It's a very alien-like environment, and when you're out here in the muck, it almost appears like the lunar surface. And here is another really bizarre and unique creature. This is a cuttlefish. Related to the octopus, these sea creatures are super intelligent. In fact, some scientists believe they're more intelligent than their 8-armed cousins. Let's carefully swim up for a closer look. What's really unique about these creatures at first sight is how they change their coloration almost instantaneously. Oh, look at this, it's moving into hunt. Oh, it almost got that fish. That fish was so lucky. Oh. The cuttlefish is turning right toward me. Look at that coloration change. Now, some scientists believe not only did they change their coloration as a camouflage technique, but they can actually communicate through the change in color and pattern in their skin. I wonder if it's trying to tell me something. Clearly it knows that I'm no longer a threat. It's hanging out. Let me just put my hand out right. Guys, this is too cool. This cuttlefish is so comfortable with us that it's letting me almost use my hand as a perch. Now, make no mistake, these cuttlefish are super fast and they could swim away in a split second if it wanted to. And it's likely just as curious about me as I am about it. Holy cow. I'm almost at a loss for words. All right, let's grab our dive rig and keep adventuring into the night. Wow. That's a pair of moray eels. This is one of the animals that divers need to be especially careful around because they are super territorial and they also have razor sharp teeth. If you stick your hand in the wrong place down here, you can take a pretty aggressive chomp from one of these large eels. And the biggest problem is once they bite, they don't let go. They can even spin into a death roll similar to a crocodile. We're gonna leave those two alone and keep moving forward. Now that is a porcupine fish, and a super colorful one at that. A lot of the porcupine fish that I'm used to seeing are more brown and gray in coloration. This one is more of a reddish maroon. And oh, I found something so cool. Guys, check this out. This is a bobtail squid. I've always wanted to see one of these. Now these bobtail squid really look like a little octopus because of their super long tentacles. They're almost the in-between between a cuttlefish and an octopus, but these bobtail squid are also super intelligent and extremely charismatic. It's trying to bury itself beneath the sand to hide away from our cameras. I see you. Look at it using its little arms to cover itself with sand and sediment to try to blend in. You can still see its little siphon is uncovered there. Wow. Whoa. Look out for those. Those are scorpion fish, and they are venomous. Related to the stonefish, these scorpion fish have venomous spines on the dorsal and pectoral fins. And if you accidentally brush into them, they can give you a really nasty sting. I know all too well just how it feels because I once took a sting from the scorpion fish
And I've tested
myself.
the sting of a man-o-war. Ah! Man, that one nailed me.
What is that? That's a bobbit worm. Oh my gosh. We gotta get in for a closer look. Those mandibles, look at those jaws, they are huge. If that's not a sci-fi monster, I don't know what is. And look at its skin. It's iridescent. It almost has a rainbow shimmer to it. And you could see its serrated jaws open and ready to clasp onto any would-be victim that crosses its path. And do you see those little antennae right by the jaws? Those are sensory organs, sensing the chemicals and vibrations in the water so it can detect prey and launch out for an attack. And with a body length of up to 10 feet, there's a lot more to this worm than meets the eye. And using all that friction that it has from that long burrow, it possesses incredible strength and can take down large fish as prey in a split second. Let's see if we can get the bobbit worm to snap its jaws for the cameras. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Wow. Now not only are those jaws serrated, but the bristles along its body are actually venomous. And the bobbit worm uses them as a defense mechanism. So it's not just the jaws you have to worry about. Oh no! The little porcupine fish followed us over. It must be attracted to the dive lights. That porcupine fish is very lucky to have escaped the bobbit worm. But that was pretty interesting to see it use its defense mechanism to puff up like that and to be successful with it. Whew, that got my heart racing. Let's wait here for a second to see if this bobbit worm can find any other prey. Look who showed up. The scorpion fish is coming to take a look. I wonder if the scorpion fish thinks this bobbit worm could be food. It certainly is creeping in really slow. Let's hang here for a second to see what happens. I cannot believe what we just saw. I think we're going to need to see that one more time, but this time we're going to slow it down. can really see how the bobbit worm inspired the movies Dune and Tremors. Look at the sand bubbling. I can only imagine what's happening down there below the surface. That might be the most disturbing thing I have ever seen on any dive I've ever been on. Wow. Scientists are still uncovering the mysteries of this notorious creature, not only seeking to understand its behavior, but also its role in the environment. But one thing is for certain, these creatures are absolutely terrifying. They live exclusively on a diet of ants. Because of that need, if you find an ant mound or an ant line, there's a good chance there's a thorny devil somewhere in the vicinity, so we can then create a perimeter and start really scanning the area. These are masters of camouflage in this environment, so you really need to narrow it down to a sweet spot. So sharp. This is definitely thorny devil habitat. Everything out here is spiky. Especially this plant right here. This is like little razor blade leaves. Gonna keep an eye out for that one as we search for this creature. Here we go. This is a good indication. You see that line in the sand right there? That's an ant track. You can actually see a few tiny, tiny ants making their way back to their nest. But this is great, guys. We've got the sandy environment. We found the food. Now it's time to find the devil itself. What I'm looking for now are either foot tracks or the outline. It has a very distinct contrast with the rest of the environment. The outline of the tail and the horns on the front. And that's what I'm gonna be scanning for along the ridges and along the bush lines. Luckily, the thorny devil is not very fast. You can see why you have to be such a specialized animal to call this your home. Humans would not do very well living out here. Oh, I see one. Got one. We got a devil. Oh, yes. Yes. We got one. Oh man. This is the coolest lizard on the planet, guys. Oh my gosh. I am so excited right now. I cannot believe we found a thorny devil. Look at how cool this little dragon is. This is one of the top targets out here. And unlike their cousins in America and Mexico, the horned lizards, these guys are actually super spiky. And you see it puffing up its body and pushing those spines out. That is one of its defense mechanisms. And I could tell you that if you were to grab onto this thorny devil without knowing that it was sharp, you would get a handful of spikes. Look at how cryptic the color patterning is. This animal is superior at camouflage in this environment, from the sand that's demonstrated in its arms to the foliage and the yellow leaf litter. This animal is perfectly designed for this habitat. You can see that I'm not really doing much to keep the animal here with us. They're very docile and slow moving. In fact, they use their tail as a balance to step forward. They're almost like a chameleon, and they'll do very cautious steps. So look at that, just in a matter of minutes from presenting this animal, it's already changed its color to a much more vibrant yellow on the back. And that's probably because the sun is really starting to come out today. And like most lizards, it is ectothermic. The more heat it absorbs in its body, the more energy it's going to have. And it certainly has earned its name, the thorny devil. It is extraordinarily sharp and spiny. And it is covered from the tip of its tail all the way to its fingers and sharp spikes. Andrew, stick your finger out there. Tell me what that's like.
Wow, it's like prickers.
It's literally as sharp as the thorns on a rose. Just because it has these defense mechanisms doesn't mean that this lizard doesn't have any predators. There are animals out here that would make a meal out of a thorny devil, including species of hawks and, of course, the predatory goannas, the giant monitors that live in this country. So that's where this animal will rely on its superior camouflage to blend into its environment, to not give its location away. It also has another unique defense mechanism. You see those two horns right at the neck? That is a false head. And in a defense situation, the thorny devil will tuck in its head, offer up that false head to any would-be predator so it has a chance to escape if attacked. So let's see if we can actually get it to do that. Offering that false head up. That is a great display. All right, let's pick it back up. Gosh, those spikes are sharp. Ah, oh, do you see him right there try to horn me? Ah, okay. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. I thought we had an agreement. We were gonna do this scene and I was gonna put you back, trying to show everybody how cool you are. There we go. If you ever wanna see one in person, you have to come here to one of its native ranges. Right now we are in Western Australia, but the range extends all the way to the center of the continent. But it lives in this specialized desert terrain, feeding on ants of a particular variety. Now, when I say feeding on ants, I should say feasting on ants. This little lizard has the ability to eat up to 3,000 ants a day. It will eat up to 1,000 ants in a single meal. And because of that, it actually is said that they are super intelligent. They have the ability to track through their environment to locate different colonies of ants, and they make sure that they don't overpredate any specific colony. They want to be able to come back to the food line to get another meal when they need it. These animals all have a very unique color pattern. You see underneath there? The patterning on the belly is like an individualized fingerprint for these lizards. So scientists will actually take photographs of the underside of a thorny devil so they can study the populations in any given area. And this one is super cool. It's very reticulated, almost like tiger stripes. Ah, so sharp. Ah, hang on. Ah, in addition to being super spiky, it has another very unique mechanism that is developed for life out here in the desert, and that's the ability to drink using its feet. Now, I've heard that if you actually pour water out and place a thorny devil in a small puddle, you can witness this happening. So we are going to try to demonstrate that for you right now. I've got a little water here. All right, let's see. Look at that. See all that moisture? Definitely have water coming up the back. I can see it on the neck. It's probably hydrating its eyes. And if we stay here long enough, it would actually be able to siphon some of that water into its mouth. But that is so cool. So those scales are adapted to be able to suck up moisture from the ground to keep this lizard hydrated. It's hard to believe, even holding it here in my hand, seeing it move, seeing it look at me, I'm almost in disbelief that this is even a real living thing. And for those of you who've been watching to see if the thorny devil is indeed sharp enough to draw blood, well, here you go. I mean, it is spiky. It's like holding the thorns of a rose. So I'm gonna do this delicately. Ready? Ah, you're spining me. It's wriggling around and it's so spiky, but I think the verdict is in. I do not think the thorny devil is sharp enough to draw blood, even though, he's spiky. Definitely does not feel good when it tenses up those spines. Ow. From its defense mechanisms and the spines and the false head to even the way that it drinks. How cool was it to come across the real dragon of the outback, the thorny devil. I'm markvins, be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. Holy crap, are you guys rolling? Look at this. That is a cow killer. We literally were out here filming me getting stung by a giant desert hairy scorpion, and we were taking a break, and I came over to this pasture and I saw this cow killer scurrying around. Oh, they're fast. They're super fast. Got it. Woo! All right, I think it's my turn to go arm to stinger with one of the most painful stinging insects on the planet, the cow killer of Arizona. Let's go, guys. The cow killer is what the velvet ant is called in the United States because they are often found in cow pastures, and their sting is said to be so horrible that it's painful enough to kill a cow. We don't even have to set up the sting table. It's already set up. Luckily, the sting of that giant desert hairy scorpion wasn't that bad. Oh my God, the venom spray, did you see that? So I'm gonna be able to hopefully endure one more before we head home. This is the insect responsible for our most famous viral video ever, with over 83 million views. But I haven't yet taken the sting from this one.
Okay, let me get back here.
You all right? And not only am I going to attempt this sting test, but I will also be putting the most famous sting in Brave Wilderness history on our brand new and improved Bite Sting Index, where I will rank this sting on intimidation, pain, and aftermath, ranking each from 1 to 10, and then taking the average score to see where the cow killer falls on the official Brave Wilderness BSI. So the first impressions of this cow killer, which is a velvet ant, is that it looks a lot different than the cow killer that stung Coyote years ago. It has the exact same patterning and fur, but instead of a red abdomen, it has almost like a burnt orange coloration. And that's the cool thing about velvet ants. They come in a variety of shapes, patterns, and colors. And velvet ant species can be found all over the Americas, but I happen to think the ones here in the southwestern United States are some of the coolest looking of all the species. It's called a velvet ant, but it's not a species of ant at all. In fact, it is a wingless wasp. The males of this species actually have wings and fly around, but they don't have stingers. Only the female velvet ants have stingers, so we know because this one doesn't have wings, it's definitely gonna be able to give me a sting. Now, I have been stung by another species of velvet ant before, the panda ant, where I was the first person to ever document being stung by this species down in Chile. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. I saw a lot of the comments. People were asking, hey, how does that stack up to the velvet ant in Arizona? And I didn't know because I've never been stung by one. Well, I'm about to find out, and so are all of you. Oh man, the reality of this just set in. I have the sting kill out. I will treat this sting with the sting kill as well. This is not a paid ad. This is just something I'm curious about. Of course, I've got an EpiPen just in case I have any kind of crazy allergic reactions. This is a first aid device that will help me get to emergency medical attention should I need it. Hopefully this is just a lot of pain and we don't have to go down that route. And with that, let's get a look at the stinger of this insect. So this is always the tricky part, getting a grip. And they're called the indestructible insect because their exoskeleton, their body, is so strong. It is way stronger than most insects. So I'm not gonna be able to crush it or hurt it whatsoever. Oh, you guys hear that? I already heard something that I was curious about. These insects have the ability to actually emit a squeak that's called stridulation. It's a warning distress signal, an alarm siren, if you will. And this one, I just heard it. Hear that? You guys hear it? Get your cameras close. You'll be able to hear it. Not quite as noisy as the panda ant, but you can definitely hear it. But don't worry, I'm not hurting this insect at all. Now the stinger, look at how long it is. Oh my gosh, look at that stinger. The stinger of the cow killer is one of the longest stingers of all insects. In fact, to the body size ratio, it has the longest stinger of any stinging insect on the planet. Wow. And because this one is bigger, that stinger is much larger than the panda ant I was stung by in Chile. Wow, that stinger is seriously large. Okay, I think it is time to test out the sting of this fuzzy little insect. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to attempt to let the cow killer sting me on its own. In order to do that, we're going to put it back in the container, and I'm going to just place it right on the usual spot. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, I can feel the fuzz. it's like right against my skin. This is nerve-wracking. I can see the cow killers trying to get out of the glass. Just as I thought, not gonna sting on its own. Here we go, I'm gonna flip it over. Woo! All right, hang on. Whew. That'll get your nerves going. Whew. Okay. All right, so you don't really need to worry about taking a sting from this insect unless you really antagonize it by trying to grab it or hold it with a pair of forceps and let it sting you that way, which is what I'm about to do next, because I'm very curious how it stacks up to the velvet ants of South America. Moment's setting in that I'm actually gonna take a sting. All right, let's get a good grip. Just gonna get it right on the back there. There we go. Okay, it's getting warm. She's getting fired up. You can see where I had the glass placed earlier to prove that she wasn't gonna sting on her own, but she's definitely gonna sting me now. That stinger is firing. You guys got your shot? I'm gonna do it right in the center of that sting zone. All right, I'm markvins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the velvet ant, the cow killer of the Southwest. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah, she's biting me. Nothing yet. I got that stinger. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Whoa, way. Oh. Yeah, stinger's in. Wow. Yeah, that is way worse than the panda ant. Way worse.
What's it feel like, Mark?
Oh, it burns. It really burns. Here, I'm gonna put her back. Yeah, that burns. That definitely burns. She nailed me right there. See that? See that red spot? Oh man, that is gonna swell. That is searing pain. Way worse than the panda ant. Like times 10 worse. That is a for real sting. Holy moly. Yeah, that's one of the better ones I've taken. It is, hang on. Wow, I got hit 3 times. 1, 2, 3, the worst one being right there in the middle. And I felt that stinger go all the way in. I mean, probably like at least a 1/4 inch underneath the skin. You can see that there's a little bit of a blood spot, a little bit of redness there from like some hemorrhaging underneath the skin, but you can really see the blotchiness starting to go. I can already tell you right now, the swelling from this tomorrow is going to be so much worse than it is right now, but right now I'm feeling the effects of the venom, the pain, and it is time for me, I think, to get a little bit of sting kill on this sting. Let's go. Hopefully help cool down the burn I'm feeling on my skin. Oh yeah, that's like a dull pain. Cool relief though. Yeah, this sting is way more powerful than the panda ant. I don't know if it's a size thing or if it's just generally the Southwest velvet ants, the cow killers, are just that much more painful, but that was a wallop. I'm glad to have a little something to help put out the burn from that pain. I can tell you right now though, tomorrow is gonna be the worst day of this. We're gonna have to monitor this thing for the next 24 to 48 hours. I am by no means out of the woods. And now it's time to break down this sting and give the cow killer its official ranking on the Bite Sting Index. For intimidation, I give the cow killer a 7.5 out of 10. Even though they are fuzzy and colorful, once you see that stinger all the way out, all bets are off and you know it means business. As for pain, I was super shocked by this one because I thought it would be at least similar to the panda ant. I was definitely wrong. It was many times worse, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Lastly, the aftermath. The swelling and the pain spiked big time in the hours following the sting and well into the next day. While it is by no means a bullet ant, it definitely hurts for a good long while, and I would say the aftermath is much worse than the sting itself, giving it an 8.5 out of 10. That total score gives the cow killer an official BSI rating of an 8. That is the highest ranking so far, and a lot of bang pow for such a tiny creature. Deep in the mountains of Chile, there is an insect so rare and so elusive that its sting is completely undocumented by science. And that sting belongs to the panda ant. And today, we're going to try to make history by being the first to find this panda ant, capture it on video, then of course I will take on the sting of the panda ant in a world's first. This is gonna be like looking for a fuzzy needle in a giant wilderness haystack. It's time to get searching. Now this won't be your average hike. Only a few panda ants have been found in the wild, so we're going to have to search this entire mountain range to even have a chance at finding one. Okay, this looks promising. This open area has a lot of sandy, loose material, which is perfect for the panda ant because it likes to make burrows, and it also allows us to cover a lot of ground fast. Covering ground. That is the name of the game when you're looking for very, very small creatures. The more ground your eyes can scan, the more likely it is you'll find what you're looking for. We're hearing water down below. In the desert, water is life. Let's try our luck in a different environment. Found the water. It looks so good. If you were ever stuck out here in the desert, this water would be absolutely life-saving and perfectly fine to drink running this fast. A little bouldering. Just seeing water is a boost of energy. Oh, I feel so good. It's good that we're seeing these flowers. Panda ants feed on a diet predominantly of nectar, so these flowers, good indication we have a food source. There's definitely more life down by this river. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Seeing these smaller wasps, that makes me feel really positive. I think the trail is heating up. I'm starting to see yellow jackets. Good sign for us right now. This is the insect watering hole. Oh, look at that one. See that one that's chasing the others off? It's got like a panda-like abdomen. You seeing this? You seeing this? The male panda ants have wings. Let's keep moving. Have to be getting close. Oh, whoa, look at all these. Just got to this trail and there are all these burrows. I can't say whether or not these are definitively panda ant burrows, but they're the right size and right shape and in the right place. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Panda ant right there. Ho-ho-ho! Woo! We got one! Holy! Oh! We were literally just about to give up. It's not a big one, but that is a panda ant, baby! Let's go! Yes! Ah! Got one. But our luck wouldn't end there. As we prepped our presentation and captured the first ever video of this fuzzy little panda, something even more incredible happened. Got another one. Hold on. Get in there, go. They're so fast. So fast, this one's kind of small. Don't want to get stung. Not yet anyway. Yes, 2 panda ants. Holy cow. And this one really looks like a panda. Wow. Not 1, but 2 panda ants. This is such a rare opportunity to film this world famous creature. There is almost no footage of this species. In fact, this is likely the first 4K footage the world has seen of the panda ant, the world's smallest panda. first thing I noticed about these creatures were their size. They are teeny tiny. Look at the little capsules that we had to bring with us for this presentation. But not only are they small, they are fast. I cannot believe we actually were able to get them into the containers. It's not likely that we're gonna be able to get very much B-roll of them walking around. All it would take is a small little hole or crack in the ground, and they are poof, gone. They got their name, the Panda Ant, because of that black and white fuzzy exoskeleton, which of course I keep calling them an ant, but they are not an ant at all. They are a species of wasp. And the wingless ones are actually females. The males of this species have wings, but the females do not possess wings. But what they do possess is the largest stinger to body size ratio of any insect in the world. They're related to the cow killer found in the southern United States, another species famous for its massive stinger and painful sting. Both have fuzzy exoskeletons and are classified as velvet ants. However, unlike the cow killer, the effects of the panda ant venom are completely unknown. And with that, it's time to take a closer look at their defense mechanisms. They don't just look like pandas for our amusement. They've developed this coloration to ward off predators to say, hey, I pack a punch, I have a lot of defenses, and you will regret it. Now let's talk about another defense mechanism. Let's bring the microphone in there real close. You hear that? That's called stridulation, which is a high frequency warning pitch that these insects are able to emit. And we're not just boosting the sound. This insect's actually noisy. I can hear it. Look at that. Swinging the abdomen already. Might get to see an appearance of that. Oh, that stinger's coming out. Compared to body size, that is a super long stinger. It will have no problem popping a stinger through my skin. Now remember when I said earlier, this is probably the first 4K footage of a panda ant. Let me also tell you, this is about to be the first ever documented sting of this species. No one has taken the sting of the panda ant. Going into the sting zone with the panda ant is truly the great unknown. I have no idea what kind of reaction I'm going to have, so we brought a couple of emergency remedies. Of course, our satellite phone. If I go into any kind of anaphylactic shock, we will use this for emergency distress calls. In addition to that, I always bring a first aid trauma kit. And in this trauma kit, I always have an EpiPen. That's pretty much our only remedies if this sting gets really bad. For the first time ever, it's time to go flesh the stinger with the panda ant. That stinger is flying. That is a very big stinger. I would say the stinger is the entire length of the lower abdomen. All right, it is time. I'm markvins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the panda ant. Here we go to the great unknown of the world of stings. 1, 2, 3. Yep, stinger's in. Stinger's in. Oh, I dropped her. Where'd she go?
Oh, it's here.
Definitely stung me.
Maybe over the wall.
Yeah, let me see. They're so fast. And they blend in perfectly where she can't have gotten far. Look around.
Here, I'm gonna look over here.
All right, yeah. Keep looking, keep looking. Oh no! Oh! Well, unfortunately, I dropped the ant. She definitely gave me a sting before hightailing it out of here. We've got 2 distinct sting marks. I would say it's probably similar to that of a hornet, but luckily for us, we have one more ant. In fact, this is the one that looks most like a panda. So, it's time to see if the world's smallest panda packs a potent punch. Gotta get a good grip. I know it looks easy, but it is so hard to get a good grip on these tiny little panda ants. There we go. Okay, stinger's going. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. See this panda's jaws locked into me? I think this panda ant's bite is worse than its sting. Definitely getting little micro stings. This tiny panda ant just might not be big enough to deliver a full punch. Okay. Well, you can see here, I got 2 really good stings from the ant that got away. And then I probably have, I don't know, like a dozen little micro stings. I left it there for a while, but there was one or two really good ones. Oh my God, there it is. Got it! We just found the first panda ant. Wow, I cannot believe it. What am I supposed to do with you? You ran away, and now you're back. Should we try to get like another wallop? All right, well, gonna go for another sting. I don't know if I got a full one that first time around. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, got me. It's biting me. Ant stinging me. Got a good one there. Okay, yeah, all right. Really not a remarkable sting, even though we're getting a lot of redness and little micro swelling around those sting sites. This might have been the world's cutest sting. The sting of the tiny panda ant is no match for its growl. All right, let's let this little panda back into the wild. While the pain was manageable right after the sting, the secondary reaction roared back the next day, where I had redness, swelling, and a relentless itch. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Blue Wilderness adventure here on the edge of the Caribbean Sea at night. Now, we're at Grand Cayman Island, and we did come here to swim with stingrays at Stingray City, and that was awesome. We saw all kinds of cool reef fish, and of course got up close and personal with those giant rays. But if we truly want to see something unique, something really bizarre, the best time to do that is at night. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our dive gear ready, head out into the darkness of the sea, and get up close with some of the most alien-looking creatures you can imagine. Before we could make our descent, we had to swim away from shore out to deeper water. The visibility along the way was poor and churned up by the waves, making this process much more nerve-wracking than usual. Plunging into dark water is without question disorienting. And it isn't until you regain your visibility and bearings that your instincts to turn back retreat and allow you to press forward further into darkness. My eyes struggled to scan the empty space around me for a glimpse of anything. But just like that, we have our first visitor. Drawn in by my camera lights, I find these Caribbean reef squids stunning and very interesting to observe. Oddly enough, it actually might be as equally interested in me. They can be quite the characters and are extremely intelligent. It's mesmerizing how its bright coloration and translucent skin glimmer as it flutters its fins against the dark, inky water. Isn't it incredible how it can remain in perfect position with so little effort? Closely related to octopus and cuttlefish, these torpedo-shaped cephalopods have 10 appendages set in front of 2 very large, complex eyes. And while Caribbean reef squid are normally social creatures, seeing one all alone isn't that uncommon. Wow, they really are something. What an interesting creature to kick off tonight's dive. It's a surreal sensation to descend into the black abyss of the ocean at night. Some would argue this scenario would easily rank as their greatest fear, and I wouldn't necessarily blame them. Your first night dive can be scary. Luckily, our camera lights are strong and almost create a force field, literally pushing back the fear of the unknown and establishing the reality that exists in front of us. I learned long ago that a strong sense of curiosity can be the best defense against any fear. Curiosity, like our dive lights, can illuminate our minds to focus on what we can see instead of imagining what figments may exist beyond the shadows. And in this world, almost anything my light touches brings my curiosity to a boil. The weightlessness of diving, combined with this foreign landscape, feels like nothing less than a space odyssey. So in the spirit of worlds beyond our imagination, tonight we are on the hunt for something truly bizarre, as I hope to encounter the aliens of the reef. Between the maze of shapes and spectrum of vivid colors that make up the coral reef, its inhabitants are equally as colorful and unusual. And as I get closer to the reef, many of the smaller creatures start to reveal themselves, like this arrow crab. As are most of its other crab cousins, this one is an opportunistic feeder, hunting for worms and other easy prey items. But if that doesn't look like an alien, I'm not sure what does. Okay, let's move on and see what we can find on the other side of the reef. Oh wow, so in complete contrast to the arrow crab, here we have a huge reef spider crab, also known as a channel clinging crab. This species of spider crab are commonly found in waters off of Florida, the Bahamas, and various Caribbean islands, but this one is by far the largest I've seen. We're currently at about 60 feet below the surface, but these crabs can actually be found, get this, in excess of 100 feet, a depth we don't often explore for marine life. But maybe we should search for some deep water creatures on a future dive. The walls of the reef are really impressive, covered in brightly colored sponges that tower up at steep angles, giving way to flatter coral beds. Wait, what was that? I heard a crunch, like some sort of popping sound. Whoa, that's what I heard. That grunt just smashed that smaller Oh, and look at that, there's an octopus. Did you see it before it changed color? That's a Caribbean reef octopus, and a big one too. This is definitely the all-star creature of the night. Now they can be extremely difficult to find, but once spotted will flicker with color. And these color displays are remarkable. It's both attempting to blend in with the reef to camouflage itself, and just when I get close enough, does that. That is a defensive display. See it flash white and blue and balloon up to appear larger than it really is? It's incredible how adaptive these creatures are. Not only able to change color, but also able to change their shape and skin texture completely. Seeing these behaviors is very rare. This is actually the first time I've ever witnessed it. Now let's talk about danger. All octopus are venomous, including this one, and use their beaks to inject their prey with a toxic saliva that paralyzes them while they're consumed. However, unlike their smaller cousin, the blue ring octopus, this species does not have a lethal bite when it comes to humans. But besides their venomous ways and bizarre appearance, these animals are indeed strange, having 3 hearts, 360-degree vision, and possessing inexplicable intelligence has some scientists suggesting that these creatures are indeed aliens from another world. In fact, there are few fossil records to suggest otherwise, but we'll save that debate for another video. Okay, well our computers are telling us it's time to return back to the surface, but what an epic way to end our adventure. For more photos and videos of this dive, make sure to follow me on Instagram @RealMarkvins, and I do respond to questions, so make sure to comment and ask away. Wow, that was by far the biggest octopus I've personally ever seen out here in the Caribbean, and by far the biggest one we've ever featured on this channel, and it showed us all kinds of crazy displays. I mean, it changed color a dozen times. It went from blues to reds to oranges to stripes, and then it had those brilliant dominance displays where it ballooned up and tried to make itself look bigger on the reef. That was incredible. I cannot believe we just witnessed that. And how about that Caribbean reef squid? That's nothing to shake a stick at either. That was pretty awesome to see the bioluminescence cascading up and down its fins. And I hope everybody at home enjoyed tonight's night adventure just as much as we did. The crew and I are absolutely exhausted. We're gonna get this gear off and head back home for the evening. But if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a second of the adventures ahead. There's a lot more coming up on Blue Wilderness. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild, We'll see you on the next dive. While a person's first night dive can be a frightening ordeal, I have found that any journey through this mystical landscape will quickly replace feelings of fear with pure excitement. These days, whenever I have the chance to dive at night, I find myself jumping at the opportunity, literally, just as long as my light batteries are fully charged.
So today we decided to take a trek about 50 miles outside of Delta, Utah. And I gotta say, this is one of the coolest fossil sites in the United States. This place is absolutely chock full with all kinds of Cambrian age fossils, including the world famous trilobite. We're out here today to not only find one trilobite, we have the opportunity to find dozens and potentially some of the rarest in the world.
All right, so I don't think we could do this with our bare hands. I think we're gonna need some equipment to do this.
2 hammers is better than 1. So let's go this way, see what we can find. Oh wow, check this out. Cole here at You Dig Fossils is showing me how it's done. I already found a great trilobite. It's got a little chunk missing out of it, but that's by far the best trilobite I've ever seen come out of the ground. And he's telling me we're gonna find a lot more of these today. Now this shale at one point was at the bottom of an ocean. That's why the trilobites are here. So they know what they're doing here at You Dig Fossils. They've found a trilobite-rich layer in the rock side, and they've excavated it out and made it easier for us to access and split with our hammers. So let's get in here and see what we can do. There we go. Oh!
Dude, that's a good one.
First split! Cole, first split! This is a trilobite. It's one of the more common species out here, but this is a cheeker because it has both of its head cheeks on. Look at that, first split. And Cole's telling me it's a pretty good size. So when you're looking for fossils, you definitely want to make sure you're searching in the right geological layer because you want to be in the right period. There are many species of trilobite, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you, yes, you at home, how you can take home one of these fossils that we find today with a little giveaway contest that we're doing. But stick around the end, we'll talk more about that later. We got to keep searching for more fossils. That is a nice one. Whoa, Corey, look at that. So we got an Acephiscus, guys. A little bit more rare?
Yeah.
A little bit more rare. All right. Trilobites are actually arthropods, and their closest living relative is none other than the horseshoe crab. So if you guys remembered when we found the horseshoe crab up there in Maine, their exoskeletons molt. So sometimes what we're out here finding in the fossils are molts, and those often are distinguished by being fragments like this. A lot of times if it's a molt, the cheeks are off, so therefore cheekless. Yep. This is truly a one-of-a-kind treasure hunt out here in Utah. 500 million years ago represents the very start of the trilobites. So these are some of the oldest trilobites on Earth. And this species was the first species to actually develop complex eyes, and actually one of the first to also develop appendages. So they're pretty sophisticated little creatures for their time. And I have to say, pretty impressive that we're actually able to find this many still out here in Utah. I'm having an absolute blast. All right, so check this out. We're just digging down here. This just popped right out. Might be the biggest trilobite of the day, actually. That's a cheeky trilobite. That's what we're after right there. Boom. Whew, all right, well, see that up there? That is a snowstorm coming in. It may end up being rain by the time it gets down here, but the temperature is dropping rapidly. We gotta get our haul and get up and get some shelter because it's about to dump. Look at those. That is all of them. Oh my goodness. What we're gonna do next is we're actually going to clean up these fossils to make them a little more presentation quality. Oh. All right, just got back from the polishing wheel, and just look at these right here. Dr. Grant, eat your heart out. Those are some gems. We dug these up in about 3 hours here at the You Dig Fossils Trilobite Quarry, and the good news is anybody can do this. Yes, if you make it here to this quarry, you pay a small fee, they give you a bucket, they give you a hammer, they point you in the right direction, and then you can unearth one of these prehistoric treasures for yourself. Now, if you can't make it to Utah, I still have some good news for you as well. All of the fossils that we found today, including these, are up for grabs. If you go to my TikTok page at Brave Markvins answer a few simple questions. I'm going to pick about 40 winners, put the fossils in little bags like this. I'm gonna DM you and ask for your mailing address, and then just in a few days' time, you get a fossil in the mail. Sound like a good deal? I think so. Well, let's get these trilobites to the car, because it's time to go home. Man, I had an excellent time out here digging up these prehistoric treasures. Thanks you guys so much for joining. I'm markvins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's go.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to search for the Brave Wilderness channel on YouTube so you can join me and the crew on our upcoming adventures.